Devin Booker screening for Kevin Durant. They play to the step up, and that's where it gets fun as you see Kevin Durant get the ball. Welcome to another episode of Steven's Study with the host here, Steven. And before we get started, y'all know the drill. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to PHNX's YouTube channel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this next study. So we're going to be talking about wedge action. It's something that the claim to fame took place with the San Antonio Spurs and Tim Duncan. You can kind of see a little bit of it developing here, but kind of let it flow through some and then bring it back and kind of explain the intricacies of it. So gonna see initially is Tony Parker dribbling the ball. You see Tim Duncan receive a screen before ultimately going to set a screen on the ball. And then you see things kind of trickle down from there. And if you let it flow through one more time, paying attention to just how it comes about, Tim Duncan gets the screen from Bellinelli, and then you see respacing and a lot of different things happening with the defense, but the point of the play is to get a post touch after movement for your best post player. So now we transition to the WNBA, and we're looking at Candace Parker in the exact same action. This time she's going to get her touch, and she's going to boogie and do what she does as one of the all-time greats. And now, as we transition to the Suns part of it all, we're going to start paying attention to a couple of things with this. So for one, most of these are going to be for Kevin Durant. I think there's going to be one that's going to be for Devin Booker. But the key in it all is that the big three are all interchangeable as the passer, as the post recipient, and as the receiver of a screen. All three can be interchanged. It allows for them to get into flipping matchups, respacing, and generally just getting movement early in the clock. So if you dive into this first rep, you'll see what I'm talking about. So you get the screen from Bradley Beal for Kevin Durant. It flows into a step up. They get quick movement. Everything's at a sharp cadence, and he's able to get up a midi pull up before the defense can react. So at this moment right here, great job from Shane here. Shout out Shane on the pause. You see Bradley Beal going to set the screen for Kevin Durant. But because of who it is, Kevin Durant, that he's screening for, everybody's holding the beat to try to make sure he doesn't get to touch the ball. That creates a reaction advantage for Bradley Beal. He flows into the step-up screen from Jusuf Nurkic, who absolutely nails Bradley Beal's matchup, and that's a wide-open pull-up for Bradley Beal. And as you see it flow through one more time with that cadence, this is just hard to guard. And now we're going to see a dynamic of it with Bradley Beal screening for Devin Booker. And then we're going to pay attention to specifically the respacing for the Suns, how much space they carve out for Devin Booker, and ultimately how unguardable this action is in terms of getting great shot quality. So they respace, they overload to the weak side. There's no one within 15 feet of Devin Booker. He's allowed that many dribbles to get to the spot where he wants to get to. And with the post mismatch in Colin Sexton, once he gets below the free throw line and that close to the basket, you're just at his mercy at that point with how he elevates even on the turnaround. Advantage Suns. And then on this rep here, we're going to see a little bit more of it. This time it's going to be a little bit more slow in terms of his cadence, but you see the reaction that's created. Everybody's loading up to Kevin Durant, allows Bradley Beal to play to the step-up screen from Nurkic, engage Andre Drummond off of that step-up screen. As you kind of see it flow through in a little bit more right here. Get the screen here. You see how everybody's overloading to make sure Durant doesn't get it. Ultimately goes to Beal. He engages Andre Drummond. And because of who's spaced on that second side, plus the pump fake pass from Bradley Beal, that all opens up Jusuf Nurkic on the roll, wide open dunk for him. And then this last rep here against the Mavericks was the most fun. So you're going to see the wedge action naturally happen. Devin Booker screening for Kevin Durant. They play to the step up. And that's where it gets fun as you see Kevin Durant get the ball. Let this one kind of finish up, and then we'll slow it down and talk about everything that's happening from there on this play. So we got the basics out the way. Everybody understands what the wedge screen is. And then you see the step up, and then pause it here. This is where it starts to get fun because there are so many counters and so much movement that comes from this that defenses are really just at the mercy of the Suns when they cycle through it to this extent. You see the stagger screens that flow after the wedge action, and then the step up screen for Kevin Durant. And now you're going to see the Mavericks defense just completely scrambling with all types of switches. It nets Kevin Durant a mismatch. And then you're going to see them try to shrink the floor off of that switch, ultimately sending a double team. Devin Booker then pops to space. And now he has an advantageous matchup late in the shot clock after all of that movement. And Kevin Durant one pass away, no double teams coming. And he's able to get up a midi pull-up.